Jake X is a singer, producer, musician, songwriter, and vocal coach who's with us here today. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me to this interview. I'm very happy about it. So it's a great day for me.
Well, it's great to have you on the show today. Now, first of all, your latest release is called Bionic Child. So, can you just describe the basic idea of that song, first of all?
Sure. Well, actually, I've been always very fascinated with the idea of future
Yeah.
and the science fiction itself. And ever since, like, I started jotting down some ideas about it, I had this ongoing idea of this child bred and created in the laboratory.
Oh.
So I wanted to write a song about what, in my opinion, will be a possible life in the future, and telling about the obsolescence of life as we know it.
Yeah.
So Bionic Child is actually, even though it's like the video clip and stuff like that, is very visual, but for me it brings a message. And so it was born with the story itself, with the lyrics, because I wanted to be able to tell the story that I had in my mind.
Yeah.
And then I started with sound design, because I produce completely my music. And so I worked with the synths and with the atmospheres. I wanted to be like an electro pop, very, very dancey, very catchy, but also in a way a little bit introspective, or at least that was my try. So that was it. It took me some months, I have to say. It wasn't a very quick song, but that's the way I work. I usually am I'm a perfectionist, so I tend to discard the first ideas, because I never trust them. So I take some time, but I'm pretty happy about the result, and I hope that the people will love it. So far, so good.
Yeah.
The launch will be. I actually released just the video clip, and I placed it on iTunes. But the real release on all the stores will be on the 16th of July by the Mojo Heads Records. It's a label that actually contacted me, and they wanted to distribute and publish my work. So I'm very happy, because usually, the independent artists are the ones who are going and search for labels. This time it was the contrary. So
Wow.
I'm happy about it, and we'll see.
Yeah. And it's quite an interesting idea to write a song about a child kind of being made in a lab. Are you quite into the sort of science fiction things?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but I've always been, some of my movies, my favorite movies are like Demolition Man by Sylvester Stallone, or these kind of things where you find that there is a moment in which humanity, I mean, the sense of humanity is going, like, it's set apart, and things are going more towards performance, towards perfection, an idea of perfection that somehow we're already living or trying to emulate in our lives. Bodies are tending to be perfect. Performances must be higher and higher and better. Even though we don't even know what that means. I mean, we always have to look for better, but we don't even know what better is. So actually, the lyrics is kind of a provocative. I don't say what I really think, but I throw in some ideas in order to, I don't know, to think about it. Because perfectionism about performance is a way to face the future. It's not the only way. I wish to say.
And how would you describe the musical style of it? Do you think it has a particular genre that you'd associate it with?
Yeah, that's a very difficult question for me to answer, because my background, I can tell you very briefly. I scrolled basically, and did a little bit of everything. So I started when I was a teenager with rock. Then I shifted to metal. Some of my greater experiences and tours abroad with worldwide stars, I did it within the metal music. Then I like to compose and write soundtracks and film score music. So I always felt a kind of a very I never liked to fit entirely into a genre, because I always felt that it was limiting for me. And besides, today I feel that due to the huge offer of music, The genre needs to be labeled, because in order to let people know what they're gonna listen. But I don't write like this when I write. I just put things together. Of course, I give my some landscapes in my mind, because I don't wanna, I don't know, put jazz and metal in the same song. Even though I heard somebody who did pretty well, I must say. But I define myself as of now an electropop. This is an electropop, because the let's say the way that the vocals are conceived and sung are pretty pop. They're not completely EDM or electronic or dance. On the other hand, there is a heavy influence of electronic and synths in the song. So of course, I must say that the wording, the phrase electropop is perfect for this song.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you wrote the song, how long did that process take you?
Well, actually, the lyrics, I must say, was pretty fast, because I'm a quite of a, I used to do meditation and stuff like that. So sometimes I get ideas after a meditation, after a very lonely moment in which I seek for inspiration. So the story was pretty much about it. I wrote it in, I don't know, about an hour, something like that. The music took me long, because the main synth, which is the one that the song starts with, I found it pretty fast. But then building the entire mood, because I was very picky about the vibe, the mood. It had to be futuristic, but it had to be also in a way I can. Some of my friends told me that it can hear my background in metal, both in singing, both in the image that I give on screen, and in some choices that I made on vocals. So, and I'm happy about it, because I didn't think about it, but I want this to be visible and audible. So the music, I must say, took me months. Because I did it. Then I changed the chorus. The break after the second chorus, at the beginning was completely different. Then it had to be, in my opinion, more. I wouldn't say creepy, but it had to be a little bit darker than it was born at the beginning. So that's why I can say that it was in the whole process was about 6 months.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're quite the perfectionist then.
I am. I can tell.
Yeah. So how did you first get into music in the first place when you were younger then?
Well, it actually was something that I didn't plan to do, but my mom wanted actually me and my brother to start learning an instrument, to jump into music somehow. So at the age of 8, she got it. She was able to get me learning guitar. And that was a never-ending story, because my elder brother, at the time that I started guitar, he was studying keyboards. So at home, when while I was learning guitar, I also learned myself the keyboards. And then at the age of 13, because I always wrote songs, I felt that I needed to be able to sing, because I wanted to reach higher notes and be better in that. So I started singing lessons, and more or less with 2 different study paths. I did like 10 years of vocal studies, actually, in general. And then that's it. So I set my starting flag at the age of 8. Now I'm 34. Do the math. It's basically my entire life.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been doing it for quite a while. And are you going to be doing it more and releasing some more albums and songs in the not too distant future?
Yeah, definitely. I actually, of course, as I believe all the artists, I had to change dramatically my strategy due to the coronavirus, because at the last year, at the beginning of 2020, with just 2 single edits released, I got proposed a tour in the United States. It was 10 gigs that I was supposed to do at the end of 2020, but of course that got postponed, God knows when. And so because of that tour, I was planning to release an album, because now so far I have just single edits out. but no album. So now I am also happy because Bionic Child represents for me a kind of one more shift, because now I'm working with a couple of DJs and producers, and I'm stepping more into the future bass, the house music and EDM, because I truly believe that my next releases will be towards that genre, and we have quite good contacts and plans. We want to make it like worldwide, or Tomorrowland. Actually, that's our goal. So our next releases will be these ones, due to the Bionic Child. Our Bionic Child, at the beginning, Bionic Child wasn't planned to be released by a label, but after me and my agent decided to release the video clip, I got this proposal, so I decided to stretch the timings. So I released a Bionic Child on January. So I didn't plan to wait 6 months to release it officially on the stores. But then I got this proposal that it seemed important, because this is an international label, and of course I don't actually I search for international labels. I'm not actually looking for Italian labels, even though I'm Italian. But singing in English, of course, it makes more sense to be more international. So I believe that the next releases will be at the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to be an EP, or I'm pretty sure it won't be an album, because now I wanted to do this shift. I didn't plan it to do with other guys, because I wanted to go into the future bass and the EDM, but I planned it to do on my own, as I did all the past music. But now I got this very, let's say, fruitful and collaboration with these two guys, and so I'm very happy about the result. So I'm gonna wait. For now, I'm producing a lot for other artists. I'm selling my beats online, so I'm quite taking this year. Last year, I was very active in releasing music, even though the coronavirus. I am basically taking this year to produce a lot more and to go out in a, let's say, more powerful way. That's at least that's the idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, where are we able to find all your music if we'd like to listen to it?
Yes. Well, you can find if you type in JKEX on all digital stores like Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, Pandora, whatever, you can find all my music published. But Bionic Child, because as of now it's not published yet, you will be able to find it on from July the 16th. Then you can find me on YouTube, same name. On Instagram, you can find me by typing 87JKEX. And on Facebook, I have a page which is JKEX Music. And that's pretty much about it. But on YouTube, you can find 2 video clips and 2 video lyrics. The 2 video clips are Bionic Child and the previous song, which I'm very proud of it. It's a very introspective and personal song. I invite you, all the listeners, to have a listen to that. It's called Till You Find Your Heart. I'm very happy about the result. And the other 2 video lyrics are the first songs that I released at the end of 2019. So these are my contact details.
Great. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today. It's been great having you here.
My pleasure. Thanks for calling.